What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now today we're going to be checking out the New Balance 442 V2 Elite. Now I actually wasn't going to review this boot originally, but then I saw the price on this and I actually got these for $37 on like a sale. So I decided to pick it up, for $37. It's a steal. So now that I do have it in hand, we're just going to check it out. So standard New Balance box. There's a tag right there, and this is the standard width. You can also get it in the wide fit variant, and I got it in this colorway, which I think is fantastic, this navy color. And honestly, I think this boot looks really good with like this kind of like coral color. It's like pink kind of, or orange or red. It changes a little bit, but the studs here do look pink. But I just love the way this colorway looks. When I first saw this colorway, I really wanted it, but then, like I said, like it's a 442 V2 Elite. Like I wasn't really so interested in these boots. Let me know what you guys think of the colorway down below in the comments. So this is the New Balance 442 V2 Elite, and it's kind of like a mid-range boot, like in the middle, not super cheap, not super expensive. I think retails 160 or 170 around there USD. I'm not exactly sure, but honestly, you can find them at a good discount just because a lot of people don't buy New Balance boots. So usually you can buy them for like $100 or even less. Or if you wait enough, like they'll go on sale. Like I got these for $37. So the upper here, I don't think they really specify what this material is. It's just a synthetic leather. But the material here is actually very soft. You guys can see it just moves really nicely. It does have like a leather grain finish to it. And the material overall does feel kind of thin, but there is just a little bit of padding to it. Although it's minimal, it is there. So it has like a thin, but a little bit of a padded feel. And the upper itself is not like slick. There is some grip to it. I'm actually curious to see how this is going to grip on the ball just because like on my fingers it does feel pretty grippy. So I feel like it's going to be pretty significant on the soccer ball. Moving on to the tongue here, we do have a one piece upper with this knitted material, and the knit actually looks really high quality. It looks like a standard, knit from New Balance, so that's really good. So it just create a one piece upper. So I guess it's gonna have a nice like wrap here in the midfoot. The boot overall doesn't look overly narrow, but the toe box itself does kind of have a little bit of a, it's not overly pointy, but it's not overly rounded. It's kind of in between. But the toe box, you guys can see right there how like low this toe box is. Like there's like barely any space here or volume for your toes. So I feel like if you don't go half a size up, they're just gonna be super tight, and your toes just gonna be squished from the top, just because there is no volume. Me personally, I did go half a size up in these, so hopefully they fit well, just because I don't like my toes being squeezed. And with this low toe box, I think if I went true to size, they would just feel too tight and too uncomfortable for my liking. Moving on to the heel, there is a decent amount of padding. It's kind of hard to tell because of the colorway, but there is padding like from here all the way around. The base, not so much, but hopefully this does a good job of locking in your heel. And the heel curve isn't as dramatic as their other models like the Furon and the Tequila. It's a little bit more up. There is just a little bit of a curvature, but for the most part, it just looks like a standard heel. And hopefully this padding, does help with heel lockdown. The padding overall isn't overly soft. It is a little bit on the firmer side. So we'll see how that feels. Hopefully it doesn't feel bad. Sometimes with the firmer padding, it just feels like there's more pressure here in the heel. But the heels on the Furon and on the Tequila have been good, at least the new generation. So I'm hoping this is good as well. We do have an internal heel counter. And moving on to the sole plate, it's the same sole plate from, I guess, the V2 Pro or whatever they call it. I'm not exactly sure. But it's a very straightforward design. You do have conical studs here, and the sole plate itself does feel a little flexible here on the forefoot, a little too flexible. It's like it's very easy for me to bend it. Um, but it does feel kind of responsive. We'll see how it feels here in the midfoot. It's nice and stiff, no movement there whatsoever. But here in the forefoot, it's really easy to move. So it is on the flexible side. Um, so if you do like a flexible sole plate here in the forefoot, you're gonna love this. If you like more of a responsive sole plate, this might feel a little too like flimsy for you. So maybe don't get this like boot. But I feel like it's gonna be okay. I don't think it's gonna feel anything special, but I don't think it's gonna lack like performance. So compared to the Tequila V5, this upper just feels a little bit thinner and less structured, especially here in the midfoot. I feel like when you cut across, there's going to be a little bit of rollover compared to the Tequila V5. And the touch will probably be a little bit thinner compared to the Tequila V5. Alright guys, so that's it for my unboxing and initial impressions on the New Balance 442 V2 Elite. If you guys have any questions on this boot, just let me know down in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like, make sure to subscribe, and hit the bell notifications so you're notified for future videos. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.